The word dynasty should probably only be used when talking about centuries-long Chinese empires. But as the Chicago Bulls began the 1997-98 season, dynasty was the only word that came to mind. With 5 NBA championships in the 90s, the Bulls posed the question, why shouldn't this amazing club win another before the new millennium? Why shouldn't the incomparable Michael Jordan lead his team to an epic height, to a place where only emperors go? It was a last dance, said Coach Jackson, a farewell tour for the dynasty. There was never an empty seat to see the Bulls. Everywhere this group went, the lights came on and the people came out. But through it all, they never flinched. They grew tired at times, and sometimes they looked almost mortal. But at the end, they showed just what they were. Dynasty was the right word.
As they began the 1998 season, the Chicago Bulls had secured their place as one of sport's greatest dynasties. But after 5 titles in 7 years, the Bulls now had an air of finality amid rumors of their impending breakup.
Our first meeting back in the summer, Phil passed out our handbooks for the year, and on the cover there it was, The Last Dance. And to think that this is the last season being together is a pretty heavy thing to think about.
But the distraction of their uncertain future would prove far less of a challenge than an early injury to Scottie Pippen.
We were dealt with the deficit early on. That was Scottie Pippen being out, so we had to basically put our boots on and go out there and somehow find a way to survive.
The implications of not having him and needing him was quite obvious, and so it was a bitter pill to swallow.
And as they opened the season in Boston, the Bulls would immediately discover just how difficult a test lay ahead of them.
To McCarty, to Walker, yes! And a shocker on opening night as the Boston Celtics have beaten the Chicago Bulls.
Through the first 15 games, the Bulls had not only lost their invincible aura, they struggled just to keep their record above 500.
That's the most uncertain I've seen our team. Our confidence got low. I think it sort of, twisted the team out of whack.
Jordan and the Bulls try to tie it in the final second. Jordan misses the 3, Smitty the rebound, and the Hawks have won the game.
When you're playing other teams, they're salivating now when they see that they have a chance to beat you.
Coming to get it, Hawkins with 6, drops it low to Baker with 5. For the game, the shot. He got it with 3 seconds remaining in the game.
I remember one particular game in Cleveland where we lost by about 20 points, and Michael was saying in the locker room afterwards that he shouldn't have even come back, and I mean, it was ugly.
And without an option of Scottie Pippen at 19 points a game, they are struggling to try to find the right combination.
Travis Best puts the nail in the coffin. That's a monster win for Indiana.
We lost the game in Indiana, and I think the guys realized that this is no fun. We got to get it going.
While there were some who questioned Chicago's resolve, Michael Jordan wasn't one of them.
Michael, are you resigned to the fact that it's going to be like this for a couple months until Scottie comes back?
No. I wouldn't assume that if I were you guys either.
As he had done so many times before, Jordan would take it upon himself to carry the Bulls.
And this is one of the great challenge takers of all time, and we had a blitz in our game for a while, and he's going to be the first guy to step up to the plate.
Kicks it out. What a play. Michael Jordan. They're starting to come at Michael. Here comes Perry. Michael with elevation. Tony Kukoc for 3. Short. 2 seconds. 1 second. This is to tie. Yes, sir.
He just stepped to a higher level and somewhat put on that cape and, said, okay, I have to do whatever it takes.
4.3 remaining, tie game. Michael to win it. And he does! And he does!
Michael would continue to command center stage at the All-Star Game in New York City, where he put on a dazzling show.
I'm only going to allow him to have his trophy if he promises to come back and do it again. The All-Star of All-Stars, the MVP, Michael Jordan.
And Jordan would get a lift from a healthy Scottie Pippen, whose time off had not been wasted.
After missing 35 games, it gave me a great opportunity to really evaluate and see the value in what I could bring back to the team.
What Scottie brought was his vast array of skills, and his comeback instantly galvanized the Bulls.
Scottie's return really picked up our spirits, and I think that's one of the reasons we started to play a lot better.
Pass for Weber, stolen by Pippen. Scottie Pippen in the passing lane again.
You're talking about a guy who's been on the all-defensive team for a number of years and is very proud of the fact that he can shut a guy down. If you have one of your stars that has feelings like that, you know, it'll just trickle down to the rest of the guys.
With Pippen as the catalyst, the Bulls' offense roared into high gear as they began to recapture their championship form.
Pippen anticipating the pass on the steal. 3-on-3. Pippen finds Harper, and Harper lays it in. Basket count.
I warned everybody else in the league. I mean, basically said it, you know, guys better get your leads now and get ahead of us now, because when Scottie gets back, we could run the table.
And the Bulls would do just that.
Give and go. Randy Brown to Longley from Kukoc. That is a textbook play by the Bulls.
You see the fear in the other team's eyes, and you see that they're beaten sometimes, you know, in the middle of the game.
Rodman battling for the rebound, saving it in, and Kerr snatches it out of the air and drills it, and that's winning basketball.
We made teams pay their large price.
Blocked by Burrell. Jordan, Kukoc, Harper, 2 and a foul.
Now Brown. Oh, yeah. To Simpkins. Yeah. The putback is good from Wennington. Whoa, my goodness.
Kukoc catches, fires.
Phil Jackson can't believe that.
Pippen forces it out, makes the three.
Putting their early season troubles behind them, Chicago steamrolled to a record of 62-20. And as they looked toward the playoffs, the Bulls were confident that they were ready to embark on one more championship run. If this were to be the last dance, they were determined to make it one to remember.
We're at the United Center in Chicago, where tonight the Bulls officially begin defense of their 5th NBA championship.
Let's go, man. Come on. Starts off through hard work, ends in champagne. Let's start.
What time is it?
The Bulls began their championship quest against the 8th-seeded New Jersey Nets.
Pippen to steal. Scottie on the run. Pippen tears in. The layup is good. Tony Kukoc a drive and a fucking whip stop.
As expected, the champions calmly set about dismantling New Jersey.
Good. Score it. Beautiful basketball by the Bulls.
But the Nets were not prepared to cooperate with the Bulls' plans.
Big jam from Willie. The Bulls have let a couple of opportunities get away. Bounce back to Dennis, diving, and he couldn't get to it. Now the crowd a little restless.
Coming from 14 points down, the Nets tied the game.
The ball game will go to overtime.
just one quick second, and the next thing you know, the lead was gone, and we was in a dogfight. It was hard, it was tough, but yet we know how to focus and we know how to succeed during the tough times.
With less than a minute left in overtime and the score tied, Jordan would demonstrate that focus with one crucial play.
Kittles against Jordan, knocked away, stolen by Michael. MJ on the run. Michael dumps the ball and a foul. Oh my!
Though Jordan's dramatic steal clinched Game 1, Chicago had been given a jarring reminder that the postseason had arrived.
We were thankful to the New Jersey Nets for, sticking the game to us and making us have to bring our game up another notch.
And in Game 2, the Bulls would express their gratitude by elevating their performance.
Scottie Pippen fires the three. Go!
Calipari is talking to himself and anybody else who will listen.
The guys play a level of competition. If your competition raises the bar, then our guys have that ability to raise the bar even higher.
In Game 3, they would raise the bar beyond the Nets' reach. Leading the Bulls to a sweep, Jordan scored 38 points and left a lasting impression.
Michael Jordan, I told him after the game, I'm proud of him on and off the court. I think he's one of the most amazing men I ever met in my life, besides my father, Bill Cosby, Danny Aiello, and then, I know I'm ranked behind Bill Cosby and Jason's father, so I'm third.
As they moved into the second round against the Charlotte Hornets, the Bulls would continue a familiar pattern.
Wesley lost it to Pippen. Back comes Chicago. Scottie, the pull-up three. Got it!
This is the kind of start Chicago was looking for.
Great pass to Rodman from Jordan. Oh, what a beautiful pass.
Rolling to victory in Game 1, the Bulls seemed ready to assert their dominance. But in Game 2, their attack would grind to a halt, and Charlotte would take full advantage.
Charlotte all over the Bulls. They're out hustling them early.
The Hornets defense has really stiffened.
Here is a 3-on-2 break. Wesley, no look to Glenn Rice, who lays it in.
Chicago appears to be out of rhythm on their offense.
The Bulls look way out of sync right now.
For almost 4 quarters, the Bulls had struggled to grab control of the game. But in the final minutes, it would slip away. And adding insult to injury, a former teammate would seal their fate.
Armstrong works off a D-box screen to the right wing, pull up, pop it. Good! B.J. gives the Hornets a 5-point lead.
And then glares at the Bulls bench.
In a stunning finish, the Bulls had lost the game, and with it, the home court advantage. And they also had to endure the sight of Armstrong and his jubilant teammates celebrating at their expense.
I don't know. We've got to pick up the intensity. We're not, we don't seem to have a lot of fire out there. Maybe this will wake us up.
When someone comes in front of your bench, starts screaming in front of your bench on your home court, I mean, it just motivates you.
What it did is that it really gave us a focus to say that we're going to go out and just really kick their butt now.
As the series moved to Charlotte, the Bulls would prove that the Hornets' celebration was far too premature.
Pip to the baseline with a drive, and a layup going and a foul. Wrong.
Kerr up ahead for Pippen, and Pippen, are you kidding? Midair.
Are you kidding me?
Gives it back to Jordan. Jordan bluffs D-box, comes the baseline for the layup.
Oh, see you later, bloody.
You see the activity level of Chicago really picking up now. They're getting more frenetic on defense. They're forcing some turnovers. Charlotte really has lost their composure, have not been able to score. Chicago's taking advantage of it.
Overwhelming the Hornets in games 3 and 4, the Bulls emphatically answered their wake-up call.
This team likes a challenge. If you're going to let us go out and go through the motions and beat you, we will. But if you challenge us, we're going to move up our level of play to the next level, and that's what we did.
And they weren't about to let up as the Bulls would seize Game 5 back in Chicago.
Charlotte mentally has conceded to the Chicago Bulls.
In moving on to the Eastern Conference Finals, the Bulls had left the Hornets with a hard-earned lesson.
I think B.J. kind of forgot, about us, what drives us. We utilized that energy that he used at the end of Game 2 to our advantage, and we're good at that. So, he woke us up.